Hey guys, welcome back. This is Chosen Arctic. Today we are going to be diving into our own custom dimensions, but along the way we're also going to fail. So be ready for that. Yeah. Today I think we should start working on making ourselves our own awesome custom dimension. And it shouldn't be too difficult, although it is going to require a lot of material to get this thing done. So I don't know how much fluid it requires to create a custom fluid dimension, even though I kind of want to do that. I do know it requires an awful lot of materials to create a custom material dimension. And you can kind of mix and match and do those things. But that's something that I kind of want to work on today. We have tons of dimlets, so why not put them to good use? And you can pretty much make anything that is available in this pack, you can make it. One special dimension, though, I don't know if we can get our hands on it other than just finding it. Let's see if we even have this dimension. So currently in this pack, we do not have the Lost Cities mod, right? But you can find a Lost Cities dimlet. It's one of the things that's available. As you can see right here, Lost Cities. The problem is we can't make it ourselves because we don't have the Lost Cities dimension installed. But we could find it. That'd be really cool if we can find it. I did find it over on the live stream, and believe me, it was well worth finding because it gives you access to tons of loot chests, which, yeah, it's just absolutely ridiculous. So this is probably something we won't be able to get into. I just wanted to kind of mention that Lost Cities is in here because we did find it during the live stream, which was absolutely hilarious. And like I said, I'm playing in a different world over there. So if you do want to follow that, it's completely separate. So if you want two playthroughs to kind of go along, we're doing things differently over there. So it just gives me, you know, I have a little bit more time to do and experiment with things, which is kind of fun. Anyways, that's my Twitch TV. You can find that down in the description below if you guys want to go follow me over there. Anyways, let's jump back in here. I'm more worried about having a dimension that has a particular type of fluid in it, and also having a dimension in the same dimension that has a particular type of material in it. And we can totally specify that with RF tools. It's super cool. We could even say that we want the dimension to heal us and keep us saturated the whole time we're there. We can do things like that. But it is going to cost power. Now, don't get me wrong, power is something that we totally have access to, and we should be perfectly fine with. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we're going to get a fluid in our dimension. So if we take a look at RF tools, let's not search in here. Let's actually search, what do I need? I'm kind of wanting a dimension that is completely full of nutrient distillation. Let's just kind of put it there. I think that's a good, kind of a good thing to go after, right? So nutrient distillation. And when we hover over it, we can see that it's going to require all these dimlets, and then it's also going to require this fluid absorber. And that absorber needs to absorb several, let's see, it's going to have to absorb several buckets of this material. So we're going to have to definitely work on that. Where is, I don't know if it's called a fluid absorber, RF tools. And then we'll just kind of have to search through here and see if I can't find it. It is part of RF tools dimensions. Oh, it's always on the last page. So yes, fluid or liquid absorber. That's where I got it wrong. So yes, we need to make this liquid absorber. It's going to require 4 buckets. There we go. Okay, so the good part about this, right, is that we have nutrient distillation to feed it. But what this wants is it wants to have fluid placed on the bottom of it and wants to be fed to it. Now, I don't know if we can feed fluid directly into it like this. Can this be done? Can we go push? Doesn't look like it. Do we have a fluid placer? I don't know if... Yeah, I don't think those can do it. Let's test this out. Maybe we can place it... It's supposed to be below it. So if we have a little area, actually this area is not going to work, is it? That's kind of a bummer. Where did the block go? There it went. So yeah, maybe we can find a little place to place this in. Yeah, and just place the fluid. So if we place this here, and we have a bucket of this, we place it underneath. Ah, you can see it just picked that up. Okay, and it's at 1%. So it's going to take a lot of this fluid. I'm probably going to be here a while doing this. And then I also need this to be producing the materials. So we're going to need rotten flesh and sugar to even think about getting the amount of materials that we're going to need for this to function. Right? And we might even want to upgrade this basic capacitor to something else. Something a little bit more powerful. But this is what you need to do. You could pick up lava this way. You can make a whole dimension full of lava. You can make it full of water. And this is when we set up the dimlet, it's gonna allow us to specify what we want. So I'm gonna be sitting here for a while making this nutrient distillation one. But also while I'm doing that, waiting for nutrient distillation to fill up, I can probably go ahead and make, let's see, RF tools, we go to the last page. We could probably go ahead and make a material one. And so what this is going to do is let us specify a specific material. Now, what material would we want to specify? Well, it all depends on what we really want and what we're going to need a lot of. And I think I need to spend a little bit of time thinking about this, because I don't know exactly what the best material would be to have in our world, but I'll figure it out. So I thought about this for a little while, and I hope we have enough coal blocks for this to work, but this should be something we could do. So same way with this, we place the coal block underneath, and it's going to start turning in the material and turning this into that specific material. I hope I don't know if it's going to require like, what, 4 stacks of blocks? Oh man, we may not have enough coal. But, I mean, I can always go down to my miner and see. It might be 3 stacks or 2 stacks. I think it's 2 full stacks is what it looks like it requires of the block. Yeah, definitely. So, actually, I might be able to go back down here. Down in this room is where, yeah, I kind of have to break this block. But if we go down here, we can kind of take a look. I did reset my my quarry down here, so maybe there's some coal built up. All right, did it not just not working properly or something? What's going on here with it not working? Okay, so now it's running. I guess it just needed to be reset. So now with it running properly, we should be good. It is like mining up this whole area over here. I'm assuming it's this. No, that's coal. So yeah, I guess we're gonna have to wait for a little bit of coal, but that's gonna be inevitably probably the best material. Having coal blocks is gonna be incredibly powerful, especially when it comes to like using it for Botania and things like that. We're just gonna have infinite amounts of it, which is gonna be ridiculously overpowered. So I got some more prep work done, so that way this makes a really nice transition whenever we go to this new dimension and create it. But this guy right here is just about ready to go. All we need is a few more coal blocks, and it will be at 100%. I'm pretty sure that it does require, like, yeah, right there, 100%. It does require a few stacks, so I just went up and mined some more with my fortune pick. Now, the fluid has taken the longest. I don't even know how many buckets I've used on this so far, but it's been quite a few. So now we're at 100% on both of these, which is perfect, because we can pick these up, and we are definitely going to put these things to good use. So we need to make a custom liquid dimlet with this nutrient distillation. So we double click here, and that's going to automatically pull everything from our dimlets here and also pull the absorber out. And now we have a liquid dimlet for nutrient distillation, which is wonderful, right? We have a fluid that we no longer need to make in order to maintain our mob spawners, which is absolutely amazing when we can set up some kind of wireless transfer and automatically just harvest all of it. So we also need to get our material, which is going to be block of coal. By the way, we do have several other dimlets that we actually found that are really nice. that actually pull, it pulls 2 of the main blocks that you find in the Between Lands, which is kind of crazy. So we have these 2 ready to go, and I also have some of the things that we modify with them. So Liquid, right here, the Liquid Dimlet is going to modify a Terrain Dimlet, right? And we need to make sure that it's specified when we put it inside of our crafter here in a minute. We need to make sure that the Liquid Dimlet comes before the thing that it is going to be modifying, which is going to be a Terrain Dimlet. And then we also have the material. Now the material is going to modify a feature. So we need to make sure to have the Material Dimlet before the feature. Now there's a bunch of different kinds of features, and what you can do is just create dimensions, and go to those dimensions, right? Go into those custom dimensions, and if you find a feature that you like, you can use a feature absorber, or you can use a biome absorber. You can do all that, and you can create all the custom features and things you want. I'm also going to try this out. I don't know how this is going to work, but this is the Structure Dimlet for Desert Temples. I'm hoping that it just spawns desert temples. That would be really great, because that would also increase the chance of us having tons of loot chests, which would be fantastic. Now, this is going to probably be a pretty expensive dimension. You can see the maintenance cost is going to be 6,000 RF per tick just for this. This is going to be 1. This is going to be 10,000 RF per tick to maintain. So we're already pushing over 16,000 RF per tick to maintain. And I hope we can do this. We'll find out. I don't know if that's spread between 300 ticks where it says tick cost 300 ticks. I think that 6,000 is spread between that, I believe. And this one is spread between the, I don't know. We're going to find out when we build this thing. So speaking of building the dimension, everything else is going to be random. So I don't know the other aspects of this. I don't know if like we may have mining fatigue. We may have some weird negative effect. I just don't know quite yet what that might be. Hopefully it's nothing too horrible. But for the most part, our liquid in the world should be nutrient distillation, and there should be tendrils sticking up out of the dimension that are made of coal blocks. Hopefully that is what is going to happen. So what we need to do is take the dimension inscriber, and we're just going to build it exactly like we have it set. When you get these warnings, it's saying that there's nothing for that thing to modify. So yeah, you should see that everything is okay if you build it properly. And what we're going to do is name this the coal slash, I don't know if we can have a slash, coal, what do we want to name this? Coal dim, not sim, dim. And we're going to build this, and as you can see right here, we have liquid dimlet, material dimlet, all these things are in here. Wow, that maintenance cost is really expensive. Wow, 100,000 RF. Wow, this thing is going to be a monster. But to build it, we should be able to fill it with power. I mean, this is going to kick our thing on. This is going to start moving ender pearls back and forth. We're going to let this bad boy fill with power. This thing is going to drain eventually. All this stuff should work. It is going to be limited to the amount of power that's stored in the back of this thing, which does matter. Dimension progress. Wait, is this... It's building. It hasn't even made it past 1% building yet. How much was the creation cost? Oh, we can't even create it because we don't have enough power going to it. That is 128,000 RF per tick. Creation cost. So that's going to take a while. You know what I might do? I think I'm going to just upgrade to the more advanced power cell. This power cell, well, this one only does 5,000 RF per tick as well. We need to upgrade these things. So I just need the last few. There we go, infused. And let's go ahead and upgrade these things. Yeah, this totally needs to be upgraded. They're not infused, but that's okay. Like that, we'll go from 5,000 to like 20,000 here. I don't know which one. I think this one is the one that goes over here as the input. They should maintain their, yeah, their input status. And then over here, this will maintain its output status. Is that going faster? I won't even know. I won't even be able to tell. That's off. Definitely building up. Is it, this is directly connected as well. Let's set the output. All right, it's going up. So it's going to take a while. So let's let this dimension build, and then we're going to see if we can even maintain it. This might be a dimension that's just too good. Way too good. So the dimension is built, but we have a problem. Every so often, it's going to go down to 0 RF. And that's because I believe that one is using 100,000 RF per tick maintenance. It does build up, but then it drops down to 0. That's kind of a problem. Also, we do need to make sure this area is chunk loaded, and I believe we can make a chunk loader here. Let me just make sure. We can make this deluxe chunk loader. Just lets us load up a pretty decent sized area with obsidian and ender pearls. And I should have it unlocked. We've unlocked everything here. There we go, deluxe chunk loader. And so we're just going to place this in our base, and this is going to allow us to chunk load our entire base. So if we select all of this, I believe this is the adjacent chunks relative to its position. So hopefully when we go in this dimension, we can leave it turned on. Power is going to be still generated. How's our ender pearls looking? Looking pretty good still. I just want to go in here and just see what it's like, and, you know, see what we can do and see what damage we might take from this. If we dial this dimension, I'm super scared to see, because I know that this dimension is going to have some bad things happen, and I hope it doesn't kill us. You know what? I might just go in there pretty naked. Like, I'm going to go in there with just a warp stone, and that's it. I don't want to risk losing all of our stuff. So I might just go in there completely out of it, just a stone, and call it, right? I'm even going to take these things out, our capacitor and stuff, charging. Like, we're going to go in bare bones, and I'm sure we're going to take some damage. I'm kind of worried. But hopefully we can teleport out before we lose our stuff in there. I just want to see what negative effects happen whenever the power drops down to 0. This could be bad, because I don't think it's able to maintain the amount of power. We should have probably done separate dimensions. One for the coal, and then another dimension for... Oh, yeah. That's not good. That is not good, guys. Okay, dies in a collapsed world, because the world runs out of power. I don't even know how to maintain that much power. That's a lot of power to maintain. We have... Wow. Well, maybe we should try and change it up. Maybe we should just do, for right now, just a coal dimension. See if that works. So I think I'm gonna kind of just kind of calm down for a moment, because I can't believe I just lost this dimension just because we can't power it. I don't know if it's the limitation between, like, I don't know if this is just not being able to provide enough power, because it completely drains our system. This right here can only put out so much power, I know that. So it definitely can't keep up right now, and I don't even know of a better way to generate power with this pack currently, unless there's something to do with Galacticraft that I don't know. But anyways, we're going to create something still similar that's going to produce a lot of coal for us. Luckily, I did find a dense nether coal ore dimlet. This right here, it seems kind of obscure, and I hope it actually works, because I know some of the nether ore stuff may not function properly. But we're going to have to see if it works here. Now, this does need a modifier, and we no longer have tendrils, but we do need terrain. So if we search for a terrain thing, or terrain dimlet, we should be able to find something, maybe. There's flat, grid, waves. Maybe that's not exactly what I'm looking for. What does it need? Terrain, tendrils, canyons, orbs, liquid orbs, or origin. What do we have for orbs? Because that would be something kind of cool. So we have huge liquid orbs, and then scattered orbs. Scattered orbs might be a good thing for this. So we're going to have this. I don't think I want to have a liquid orb. And then we can go ahead and place I mean, just put this inside of a dimlet or create a dimlet with this, and this one would be able to be powered. But I'm still working on, right now I'm still working on, I'm working on another liquid absorber with the same stuff. It's just going to take a bit to get this going. But until we get that dimension set up, we can go ahead and build this dimension. So, dimension or dimlet. And let's go ahead and create this one. Let's see what this one makes. Right? I mean, couldn't go that wrong, right? It can go really wrong. So, coal ore. Store. We created one. This one is manageable. 1000 RF per tick every 751 ticks. This one's definitely manageable. This should start right up, charge right up, and be ready to go in just a second. So now that this dimension is charged up, let's go ahead and dial to this one. This one should be a bit safer. Let's grab some steak, eat, and let's just jump in. Of course, in these dimensions, while we do explore, we can always manage to find more dimlets. There's always going to be dimlets in these dimensions, even if they're custom and you make them. Oh my. This is actually wow. Well, let's just see if we can actually break this ore. Wow, I feel super disappointed right now because it doesn't even matter. We just, yeah, no ore drops from this. Sad day. You know what? This dimension's definitely going to stay because I like this. What is this structure? We might actually take some of this, like, I don't know, we could build our own custom one. But I might actually take, I really like the way this is set out. And these are planks, aren't they? That's wood. Cypress. That's some really cool looking wood. Even though I'm super disappointed because, well, none of these ores actually drop anything. Sad day. But you know what? I digress because we might actually be able to just make a cheaper version of the coal ore by finding normal ore or dense coal ore, and making one out of dense coal ore, maybe in a future episode. But I think, as of right now, you guys definitely have a grasp on how to make your own, and that's definitely what I strive to do, right? I strive to kind of show you guys how to do these things on your own. But I definitely want to make another dimension. I still need to make my fluid dimension. It's going to be a little bit different because we need to figure out the type of fluid. But this dimension is super crazy. So wacky. Another way you can just generate random dimensions is by just changing one modifier on the dimension. And that one modifier will change up the randomness that each dimension is going to be. Because I've been into some crazy dimensions. As you can see, each one of them gets crazier and crazier. And you never know what material you might get. Like this wood here, crazy. We might get one that does have crazy fluid in it. You just never know. Alright, so I don't want to just end it here. I really want to make this right. So I really want this to actually pay off. So I'm going to be spending a bunch of coal, or coal ore. I really think coal is going to be something definitely needed. And so I went ahead and farmed some up with Silk Touch Pick. Luckily, they're underground. There's like so much, and these caves make it so easy to find it. So we just spam click this. I'm pretty sure 2 stacks is all it takes. But I kind of have an idea for the dimension. It's a little more than 2 stacks, it looks like. Yeah, just a little more than 2 stacks. Okay, so now that we have this guy, this is, by the way, I'm still working on that. Let's go ahead and clear this stuff out and go ahead and build our dimlet. So we need coal ore, and we'll build this dimlet. So what I have here is I'm gonna build this up like this. Let's go ahead and place this in here. We're gonna go material, which is the coal ore, and then the place that I want them to spawn in is these orbs. Now, luckily, this cost isn't too much. And then the rest of this stuff is just decoration, right? We're just going to make this look the way we want it to look. The sky, I want to be Inferno, which I think is really cool looking. I want the terrain to be chaotic. I'm kind of scared about that one, but I think that might be kind of cool. I don't know what chaotic looks like. We're going to find out. We're still going to look for the orbs. Weather, I'm going to set it to default. I want saturation 3. This is going to give us a nice, good amount of saturation. I want to set the time to noon. And then the structure, dimlet, I want this to be jungle temples, and then our biome to be plains. I hope this works. And I hope this isn't super expensive. So 2000 RF a tick to run isn't that bad. But let's go ahead and take this dimension out, put this dimension in, charge it up. It's going to take a little bit of time for it to build because it does have that power cost. But to maintain, we should be able to run this. It's only going to cost us 2000 RF, what, every 1500 ticks, I think? I think that's how that works. So hopefully this works out. Now that this dimension is ready to go, I'm going to turn it off. Let's dial to it. Oh, I'm kind of... I'm kind of hoping this is going to turn out good. You never know. We've been to a mini dimension that haven't turned out. Maybe I'm just not good at building dimensions. I don't know. But still, this one should work. This should 100% be an awesome coal ore dimension. Oh my, this place is wicked. Now, jungle temples were a thing that were supposed to be on here. I don't know where those are at, but look at our saturation. Oh, we do not have to ever worry about like hunger here. I'm just wondering, will the jungle things, maybe they're super rare, you know, they are super rare. But anyways, like just the sheer amount of coal. This is a fortune 3 pick. Yep. That's all. Well, we just broke our fortune 3. I'm not worried about that. We can make fortune 3 really quick and just apply it to any tool. But still, look at that. Almost a full inventory. We haven't even touched any of these other tendrils. Like this is, man. I wonder if the rarity of the dimension you're in affects buildings like this. Like affects these places that you get your dimlets from. Like I wonder if this changes anything. We have shallow ocean. Chiseled stone jelly bean, like amplified biome. What do we have here? Ebony wood. That's actually kind of nice because it's like a dark wood. And cyan, dimlet wet. Yeah, I don't know if it affects. I don't really. I just think these are completely random. Oh, there we go. This right here. This is exactly what I was looking for. Like this. Sometimes they'll have chests in here that are actually not that bad, right? The chests are. If we just kind of get past all of the gimmicky stuff. Oh, yes. This could be this dimension could really pay off here. All this work could pay off just from having these rare chests and stuff in them. If this is the materials and stuff that show up in here, oh, we are set. There should be another chest back here. Oh, it had another one in it. So yeah, I guess the loot in these are going to be generated like this. There was a firebomb in there. So yeah, finding these should be pretty straightforward. They should just, like, I guess, spawn at the same rate. So the more you explore through here, the more of those temples you're going to find. Man, I need to find another one of those desert temples because that would be really awesome. Just having random desert temples all over the place. Like, just imagine, there's 4 chests in each dungeon temple. Oh, that would just be an insane amount of loot. I just don't know if the loot is as rare as the loot that you find in these. Like, I mean, look at that. Oh my. We're just fine. Yeah, I think the loot is a lot better in these chests. That's crazy. That's crazy loot right there. Look at that, more gold. Just all this stuff. Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed today's episode and learned a little bit about RF Tools dimensions and how to create your own custom dimension because, man, it can get really, really complicated, but also can be really rewarding and very fun. So guys, I hope you enjoyed it. I'll see you in the next episode. Please click that like button if you haven't already, and share this with a friend of yours if you do have friends you play Minecraft with. And if you haven't subscribed already, I don't know what you're doing. You're completely missing out on all this great content. Guys, I'll see you in the next episode. As always, thanks for watching.